Tonight we got a mix of light and dark. First up, I'm cracking open the new Corona Sunbrew to see if it's worth your time. Then it's time to announce the free gourmet popcorn giveaway winner. So stick around, because you just might be that lucky winner. But after that, things take a turn. We're diving into The Devil in the Family, The Fall of Ruby Franke. A story of trust shattered, innocence stolen, and truth that was happening in front of millions to see. So gather around, lucky beer drinkers and true crime lovers, because we're about to get into this. What it do, folks? What it do? We are live here. We are definitely live, and what I like to call the Booze and Chill live. You folks on the TikToks cannot see the stuff. Can't see the stuff. There we go. You can't see it, but it's there. Welcoming Patreons. By the way, for the people watching on TikTok over here, can't hear me. I just remembered. Give me a second. Oh man, the multitasking has gone insane ever since I introduced TikTok. I should be locked and loaded now. Y'all can hear me now. Welcome to the live on TikTok. I had to be wirelessly. I have to be wirelessly mic'd for people on TikTok to hear me. Let me know, the people over here, up here, where you guys watching from? Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Let me know in the comments. Instagram comes out separately, as you all know by now. Let's welcome the new subscribers, the new subs, the new subbers. Lots of new subbers. Thank you so much for those of you who joined the BNC gang. And let's get along with this thing. Let's start by setting the mood. You know how much I like to set the mood. And we're gonna play some of my homeboy stuff. Some Ace Core 30. And most of the stuff is always like I come out in it, which is just makes it much more cooler. I think it makes it much more special. Speaking of my homeboy Ace Core 30, please go ahead and check his stuff out. Head on over to his Instagram, his YouTube, his TikTok. You can negotiate some stuff and get yourself some music. Whether it being some live streaming, podcasting, or videos in general, whatever it is that you guys are in need of music, head on over to his socials and, work something out. Get some music for yourself. And now I'm going to show you guys exactly what we are going to be trying here. We're trying the Corona Sunbrew, and I'm talking to everybody over here. So for those of you over here on TikTok, this is what we're trying today. We're trying the brand new Corona Sunbrew, the citrus cerveza, la cerveza más fina, as some of you may all know. And this is I'm showing to you, everybody, on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook in real time. Let's go ahead and pour this sucker, shall we? On the fancy glass, which, by the way, if you guys are digging this here glass right here, in fact, I'll pour it out for you all. In fact, I just remembered. It's a good thing I do have my handy dandy little ring down here. For those of you on TikTok, it is my my signature, I guess, at this point now. Check this out, guys. Check this out. I can already smell it. If you like how this looks, if you like the style of this glass, you can go ahead and head on over to the show notes, excuse me, on YouTube and Facebook. Head on over there. There's an affiliate link. By clicking that, you can buy yourself this glass, and at the same time, I get a little bit of a commission. So this goes for double for those of you on TikTok. If you like what you see here, if you like this here glass, you like how fancy this looks, if you want to drink fancy like I do, go ahead and onto YouTube and or Facebook. I am live there right now, as well as here on TikTok. But to get this drink, you got to head over to YouTube and or Facebook, click on the affiliate link, and get yourself a nice fancy cup and drink fancy like I do. And let's go ahead and let's get this thing started, shall we? let's start with the first thing that we do here in the channel, and that is the sniffy sniff sniffer. Cheers. Very right off the back, it's super citrusy. I'm gonna adjust you guys over here. There we go. I'm much more centered now. It's a lot very extremely citrusy. And I think the my friend that put it best for this drink, it does kind of remind me and smells like a Mexican version of Blue Moon. Shout out to my buddy Julius for saying that, because it's kind of true. It's like a Mexican Blue Moon. Thank you to everybody joining on TikTok. Thank you all so much. Let me know on TikTok who has tried the brand new Corona Sunbrew, la cerveza más fina. Let me know in the comments here on TikTok, guys. Let me know what y'all think if you have tried this. And let's see, what else are we getting here? It smells just plain orangey, and I think that's a little obvious on account of there's like literal orange illustrations, pictures on the damn bottle itself, so you kind of sort of expect that orangey citrusy. There's also a little bit of lime in there. There's a little bit of lime in there as well. Oh my god, this thing is asking for... Give me a sec here, guys. There we go. The websites, they got to make sure that you're over 21 here, right? So, I mean, as far as the smell, it's sweet, it's juicy, it's citrusy. Like I said, you get some little bit of orangey zest, a little bit of limey zest in there as well. It's almost like it smells like the rind of an orange and lime peel. So you get the best of both worlds. But at the same time, it also keeps that signature Corona Mexican beer smell. Let me know in the live or on the replay if you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. If you are familiar with Mexican beer, then you're familiar with how they have like this very distinguished smell. It's almost like an earthy kind of smell. And then this one, and I like that they played around a little bit with the citrusy with this one, because this one is actually, it's not like a super like earthy, planty, hoppy kind of smell. It's actually a mix of citrus, lime, and very subtle of that typical Mexican smell, beer smell, like I mentioned. But that's pretty much what we get on this thing. There's not a lot to it. They kept it pretty simple in this one, and I like that. Simplicity is, to me, is awesome, because you don't actually you don't have to expect so many crazy flavors, which I don't mind. I mean, that's why I myself drink the craft beers, because I like how creative they get with the flavors, and they can mix all these crazy fucking flavors like mango and like marshmallow and like, I don't know, like cucumber or some bullshit. Like I love the craft beers for that very reason, because again, they get very creative. This one, they kept it very simple, and I like that. I enjoy that, and I am about ready here. I don't know. Are you ready? Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready to do the best parts of this, and that is the tasting? So let's go, guys. Cheers. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, It's kind of become almost like a thing for when I enjoy it and I take that first sip, I get like nice chills. It happens to me also when I drink a really really good whiskey bourbon. It happens to me like that too. Oh, but this one is so damn good. So freaking sweet, orangey, limey. You barely get that that Corona flavor. You hardly get the Corona flavor. It is completely insane, dude. They hit the Corona flavor in this so damn well. It's insane. All you get is that orangey, limey. There's a little bit of sweetness at the end. In the back end, it's like almost like a sweet, almost salty kind of flavor. It's kind of crazy, but you do get that. It's almost like they threw in a little bit of limon and sal in this. Oof. Yeah. There's a little bit of saltiness right in the back end. That's insane. And the website actually does not mention, and which, by the way, the website, I do usually leave the websites to the drinks that I do review. And I do expect people on TikTok, if you are watching, if you want more information on the Corona Sunbrew, head on over to YouTube and or Facebook. You can find the links in there as well as the affiliate link to get yourself this here stemmed glass, this fancy glass. This is actually meant for beer tasting. It enhances the smell, it enhances the flavor, enhances the moment, enhances the whole process. There's a video on that as well. I should maybe start linking it every time I do use it, but there's a video that I did just specifically for this. But again, the affiliate link is in the show notes in YouTube and Facebook. That goes double for the people on TikTok. And I mean, that's, as far as flavor goes, I mean, that's really all that I'm picking up out of this. A little bit more on this thing, beer that is. It comes in a 6-pack of 12-ounce bottles. It comes in 12-pack 12-ounce bottles. It also comes in a 1-pack of 24-ounce can, which would be the Tolly. Let's see, that's we all know it by. Food pairings. Apparently that this thing goes very, very well with salty and spicy seasoned dishes. Not very surprised on account of it is Corona. It's a Mexican beer, and I feel like the main purpose of Mexican beers is to pair with spice, like, period. Excuse me, it's got me all burpy. I think that's kind of like the main purpose for Mexican beers, because I mean, what is it that coming from in this case a pale-ish Mexican, we prepare our beers with what? Lemon, salt, some freaking some tajin, maybe go a little bit crazy, put some chamoy, maybe some, how do you pronounce that? Nuer, that chicken powder bullshit. I mean, in that case, you're making a clamato at that point, which for my non-Spanish speakers, it's basically essentially a Bloody Mary, just a little bit Mexicanized, a little bit, possibly some spice, some seasonings, stuff like that. And yeah, I believe that Mexican beers are just like brewed to specifically go with spice. So I'm not surprised that in food pairings, this thing pairs with salty and spicy because I mean, like I mentioned, in the back end of the flavor of this thing, there's a little bit of saltiness, so there's already a little bit of sodium in there. Not entirely sure. It's not going to specify it on the website. At least I don't think so. But that's pretty much it for the Corona. I mean, I mean, as far as I know, I just saw this thing come out at like about, I think this was last week, if I'm not mistaken. Just got my hands on it and decided, you know what, people love Corona thanks to the not very popular in my book, the movie Fast and Furious. That I'm pretty sure that movie just kind of like skyrocketed Corona sales and just advertising it like crazy. And you know, I just know that people like Coronas, so I thought, why not? Got to show everybody out there what's new, and that's kind of my thing. I show all these cool and interesting drinks, and including new ones. Cheers, guys! So good. Excuse me. But that's pretty much it for the beer reviewing part, y'all. That was it's delicious. I definitely recommend it for anybody out there. I mean, who is into the Mexican beers, who is into Blue Moons. It's not the same style of beer, but it's definitely, as far as taste wise, it's pretty damn close. So I definitely recommend it. And also, I'm what else? I think that's pretty much it I got for this one specific. But I mean, it's delicious, and I definitely do recommend that all of y'all who are into the Mexican beers, or into the Coronas, into, like I said, the Blue Moons, into citrusy drinks, into limey drinks, I do recommend you guys go and check out this here. I'm gonna show it one more time for the people on TikTok, because I'm passing all the stuff on the other end over here. But for TikTokers, I got to do everything manually. This is it, guys. Check it out for yourselves. If you like Corona, if you like citrusy stuff, you like limey, orangey stuff, definitely check this thing out. delicious stuff. And now, excuse me. Ooh, I apologize for the people on TikTok who have to hear that shit. So that's it for the beer review. Now let's get right on to, I wasn't even looking at the camera up here. Now let's get right on to, let's do the giveaway winner. Let's do the giveaway, the free gourmet popcorn giveaway winner, thanks to our giveaway sponsors, which is My Pop. I can't show people on TikTok this, but the people over here know exactly what I'm talking about. So shout out to the sponsors of the giveaway, My Pop. Awesome people, awesome guys. Very, very. Actually, I have some on me right now. I'm gonna munch on it. Not just to promote, because not only are these people are awesome, but the gourmet popcorn is the shit. And I know some people over here on TikTok actually participated. And for the people watching on TikTok right now, if you want in the next giveaway, please follow me. If you are new in here and you're not following me on TikTok, you can also do so by going to YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. I post a picture, and you just got to do what it tells you to do, and you will automatically be entered to win free gourmet popcorn every Thursday. That goes double for everybody up here. Y'all should know by now. We've been doing this. This is giveaway number 6. This is giveaway number 6 of the free gourmet popcorn giveaway, thanks to My Pop. Now let's go ahead and start spinning this damn thing. We're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna move the people on TikTok over here. I'm gonna spin this camera around so you can see the flipping, not the flipping, but the spinning of the wheel. That's what I meant. Give me a sec. We're gonna pause the music. Not here, y'all can't hear it. So I'm gonna pause the music over here. Where the hell is my shit? Here we go. Which one was playing? Okay, that was the song. All right, let's go ahead and share this. Bang. too small there. There we go. I'm gonna flip you guys around. Give me a second. There we go. And we're gonna do this. These are all the people that participated in the free gourmet popcorn giveaway, thanks to the people at My Pop. So without further ado, where's my drum roll? Okay, I got my drum roll. So in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Spinning. We got drum roll going on. People on TikTok can't hear it, but it's happening. It's happening. Y'all cannot hear it, and the winner is, dude. Are you? Oh my god, my friend Alejandro Mendoza has won it the second time, dude. He has won it for the second damn time. Dang. I actually still owe him for last week's. Now I'm owing him double. Definitely. Wow. Lucky bastard, dude. Lucky bastard. That is crazy. There you have it, guys. He actually goes by Luke on YouTube. So Alex, my good friend, my good buddy, you won once again, dude. That is so crazy. I will definitely hit you up for your prizes for sure. Now let's put the stuff back on over here. Ace Core 30. Actually, I think I might have to switch up the mood. I might have to start switching up the mood a little bit, because in fact, let's start doing that. Let's see, something a bit darker, because we are, no, that's not it. Something darker. That's not it either. Come on, man. Come on. That's not it either. Gotta switch the mood, because what we're about to talk about next, it's completely messed up. Actually, that probably would have fit the most. Nah, this has got to be it. This has got to be the one. It's definitely the one. I'm gonna leave it like around this volume level. There we go. So now, guys, we've done the beer review, we've done the giveaway, we've done it. We've gone this far, but now, like I mentioned, for the people on TikTok, my bad. I'm so used to doing this a certain way over here, but so we did the beer review, we did the giveaway winner, where we're also mentioned over here. You guys are not a part of this, but we are going to talk about a true crime documentary while we sip on the rest of these Coronas. We're going to talk about this documentary that goes by the name of The Devil in My Home, Devil in My Family, sorry, The Fall of Ruby Franke. It's a true crime documentary, 3-episode docuseries that aired, I believe, was February 27th. You can catch this thing on Hulu, and I caught it about a week ago, if I'm not mistaken. And it is this one's gonna boil y'all's blood. Like, when I was watching it, I definitely was. It was boiling my blood, dude. This stuff that just happened in this documentary, dude, is insane. Like, I can't believe that there's people out there, excuse me, that are fucking like that, man. You know what I mean? It's fucked up, the things that happened in this documentary. I don't seem to have something a little bit darker. I think I did. I might have accidentally removed it, but we're just gonna go ahead and keep it like this. So let's talk about this one, guys. This one is definitely, like I said, it's messed up. I'm gonna just get my noting notes over here. Shout out to Red Shy Guy. What's up, Pepito? And shout out to my cousin Danny on over there on Instagram. What's going on, guys? What's going on? And let's see. I'm gonna have a sip of this here, guys. I think I'm gonna move the people on TikTok to this other side here now. This seems to be a good spot. If my lens wasn't in the goddamn way, give me a second here. It's multitasking like crazy. There we go. All right, guys. So we're freaking talking Devil in the Family, The Fall of Ruby Franke. The Devil in the Family, The Fall of Ruby Franke is a 3-part docuseries, like I mentioned, that explores the unsettling transformation of a family vlogging empire into a harrowing case of child abuse. And dude, it's so fucked up, man. It's fucked up. Let's read a little bit about the star of this fucking documentary, and I'm talking about Ruby here, Ruby Franke. Ruby Franke. I even post up where is she at? Is that crazy bitch yet? I know I have a solo picture of her somewhere. Or maybe I don't. But I think for now, I'm going to show this one double because I got a good one that I don't want to show until we start getting to the ending part of this thing. So this here, obviously the lady on the right, for the people on TikTok, I suggest you head on over to the YouTube and Facebook because I'm gonna start showing some stuff over there. Ruby Franke is an American convicted child abuser and former family vlogger who ran the now defunct YouTube channel 8 Passengers. On August 30th, 2023, Frank and Jody Hildebrandt, we'll get a little bit more into this other character here, were arrested in Washington County, Utah, and charged with 6 counts of felony aggravated child abuse of 2 of Frank's children. Frank ultimately pleaded guilty to 4 counts and was sentenced to serve between 4 and 30 years in prison on February 20th of 2024. This was just last year. What's going on, Joey? Dude, it's been fucking ever. I love your shit that you've been putting up, dude. It's awesome. I wish I can go back to doing music myself, dude. Keep doing that shit, dude. Keep doing that. It's hella fun. Also, is some of the stuff your material? Because some of the stuff you put up sounds not familiar to me. What's up, was it CrossFit pointer? Something like that? The lettering is very tiny, guys. It's really hard to read. So that's a little bit about Ruby Franke. And let's see. There's only 3 episodes. It's only 3 episodes to this, guys. Like I said, it's a 3-episode docuseries, and it's really, really messed up. So we're just gonna do a quick overview of this documentary, and I want to try to see, because I mean, if you're already into true crime documentaries, you already like, oh shit, you're already hooked up to what I'm about to say, or you probably have an idea as to what I'm talking about. And if you do, please feel free to let me know what your thoughts are, and or let me know as I go if I miss something, because it's pretty hard to, pretty easy to miss out on something, because it's a lot of information. I have some stuff, some notes, I was gonna say scripts, not scripts, some sites already up, ready to go. And let's get this going. So I already explained the docuseries. I already read you a little bit about Ruby Franke herself, the crazy bitch herself. Now let's go ahead. I'm gonna read you the title of the first episode and a tiny little summary about it, and then I'll try to explain some of the stuff that I remember from it. Because again, if I'm not mistaken, I think these episodes were like about 30 to almost close to an hour long, these episodes. But again, this docu series is gonna fucking boil your all's blood. So if you guys are actually parents, or if you don't even have to have kids. Like if you have a soul, if you guys have a soul, like this is gonna fucking crawl under your skin and piss you off, dude. It honestly is. So episode 1 of Devil in the Family and the Fall of Ruby Franke is called Abundance. Excuse me. The rise to fame introduces Ruby Franke and her family, who gained prominence through their YouTube channel 8 Passengers, showcasing their Mormon family life to nearly 3 million subscribers. And that's the beginning part, and it paints you like a nice pretty picture of this entire YouTube channel, this Mormon family, and you don't think much of it. But may I say though, the way that the docu-series starts, it starts off with a 911 phone call, right? It starts with a 911 phone call and the footage of what are they called? Those doorbell cameras of this. I believe at the time the kid was 12 years old. Yeah, he was 12 years old, knocking on a neighbor's doorbell, completely now malnourished, duct tape on his ankles and wrist, practically bleeding, and the kid just looked like close to fucking death, and he's asking for his neighbor's help and all this shit, and it's fucked up, dude. It's fucked up. The way that it starts already sets like this really fucked up mood, and already you have it gives you like this really fucked up twisted feeling in your stomach. That's how this fucking documentary starts. And what else? In fact, in here it does say that the 8 Passengers YouTube channel is what was the word that they used? I forget what word that they used, but basically you cannot, or at least they make it sound like you cannot see the 8 Passenger YouTube channel. But I don't know if it's because like they haven't taken it down yet. I'm not entirely sure what the situation with that is, but I did find it, and I'm gonna go ahead and share with you guys so you can see exactly. Just you take a look at this YouTube channel. This is the 8 Passenger YouTube channel. It's got 17.2k subscribers and only 98 videos. I'm a little bit surprised about the number of videos, because in the documentary it seemed like Ruby was just constantly and just obsessed with recording and going live at pretty much all times. So the number of videos surprises me, or maybe they got rid of some. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not 100% on that, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you all. For those of you on TikTok, head on over to YouTube or Facebook if you want to see this. So here we got the 8 Passengers. In fact, you know what? For those of you on TikTok, I'm just gonna flip you guys around here. Flip. Here we go. So we got the 8 Passengers. This is the 8 Passenger TikTok. And like I said, I'm just super surprised about the number of videos, because again, according to the documentary, she was just always just documenting absolutely everything. This is driving me a little crazy here. Give me a second. That should be a little bit better. That's a little better. Yeah. So here we see the 8 Passengers, and everything just seems normal, right? Like you just would not expect something. But I mean, look, let me look at that. People on TikTok can see this too. Look at this. Does that not this here face? I'm gonna like make myself a little smaller. Look at that face right. Damn it. The face on right there, the one on this video, the one that's this one, the one that's moving. Look at that face she's got on. She's got this face like I'm gonna fucking kill you if you don't fucking follow what I told you to do face. Doesn't not look like that? Even in the documentary, guys, as soon as her face popped up on the screen, I was like, fuck that. You can tell something was off about her from the very get-go, just when she popped up on the screen. So, I mean, like I said, you look at this YouTube channel and you're just like, it doesn't seem like anything wrong, right? But I mean, that's another one. The one titled "I'm So Sorry." Her face just looks like she just beat the kid. Like, I don't know if it's because like I have sorry about that. I have like a really bad well, I mean, if you saw the documentary, you wouldn't blame me as to why I think this chick's completely fucked up, right? But anyways, yeah, in the first episode, it's just all what's it called? I guess we can call it the honeymoon phase of the YouTube channels, I guess, because everything's all nice and dandy. Everyone's smiling, whatever. But then eventually, some stuff, I guess she didn't hear or know about editing, quite possibly. So stuff kind of started coming out on the videos, and people, just caught on and thought like, dude, like this chick is messed up. This chick is, a little nuts. She's treating her kids this certain way and blah blah blah, yada yada. And it just eventually just caught up to her, man. And that's the first episode, really. It's just how she became she strived to become just the best mom in the world. Apparently that was like her thing. She just wanted to be under this spotlight and just to be loved and liked and just, be. It even says in the documentary she just wanted to be America's mom. That's all she strived for, just to be the best mom in the world. That was her thing. That was her only mission. And that's why she made up the YouTube channel, The 8 Passengers. And I mean, it sounds pretty innocent. It sounds innocent. But again, there was some stuff in the actual videos that were kind of just slipping in through the cracks. And like I said, the following was like, how much was it? 17.3K or something like that. There probably was more. Yeah, there was a hell of a lot more in the documentary. They probably just, they lost all their following on account of, what she did. But, everything just kind of got to her maybe, but at the same time, not really, because she was already, again, just with this thoughts, this vision that she just had to be the perfect mother no matter the cost. Or so. I mean, no, that's basically what it was. That is basically what it fucking was, guys. And let's see. Let's move on to the second episode here. The second episode is titled Distortion. Influence of Jody Hildebrandt. And I mentioned this name in the beginning here. Excuse me. Examines Ruby's partnership with Jody Hilberdrant, sorry, a counselor whose guidance led to increasingly severe disciplinary practices within the Franke household. So, basically, after stuff kind of slipping through the cracks, like I mentioned in the YouTube videos, I think, people started calling her out. People started like calling her psycho and all this other stuff, and then it led to eventually Ruby creating another secondary channel. I don't remember the name for that one, and I don't have it on me, but she ended up having to make a secondary channel because of all the stuff that's kind of, like I said, slipping through the cracks of her getting a little too out of hand with the discipline with the kids and stuff like that. And not only that, but I gotta also point out the people, the other family members that were interviewed in this documentary. First of all, Kevin Franke, which is the husband, Chad Franke, the oldest of the children, and actually no, he's the second oldest, and then third is Sherry Franke. She's the oldest, Chad being the second oldest. And basically the one that really kind of sort of the one that was very controlled and just not cool about it, but just very, like I said, very controlled and very to herself, was Sherry, the oldest of the family. She would see everything happen, and like all she could do was just kind of like take care of her brothers and sisters after the mom just went a little too far with the disciplining and stuff like that. And Chad was probably made it the most obvious. Cheers, God. Chad was the one that made it the most obvious because he, being at the time, he was still a growing boy. I think he was like maybe like 7, 8 or something like that. And even at that point, he was one of the guys. Most of the kids were girls. He was the only boy there. And the mom would get upset, and he would react, he would rebel, right? And he will actually show it. He couldn't hide it. He couldn't hide what he actually felt and what his mom did to him. So that part was really, really fucked up. And you can literally see it. Not only that, but in this documentary, you do see all the stuff that was cut out of these YouTube videos, and you see it all. You see it all there. She would tell him like, "I need you to smile for me," and just smile. And then Chad over here would just be like, "I can't." She said, "Well, just pretend to be happy." And then he respond with like, "I don't think I can do that either." So it just got to a point where it just got real, real serious, and just fucking heartbreaking. So fucking heartbreaking with these kids, dude. Like, it's insane. And Kevin, the husband, he would go to work, and he would come back to work, and sometimes I get what he was coming from. Like, if I wasn't doing what I was doing in the YouTube stuff and stuff like that, like, but there's like a difference though. Give me a second. This drives me a little bit nuts. Like, anyways, so he would come home from work, and right away Ruby would just be on her phone recording absolutely everything. And he mentions in the documentary that it was too often. Like, she would be recording absolutely everything, which, like I mentioned earlier, it surprises me that the number of videos that were in the YouTube channel, like I showed you guys just now, were too low. But again, it's probably because they had to get rid of that shit, which I don't blame them. But yeah, but Kevin, the husband's story is that he just was not comfortable at all whatsoever whenever Ruby Franke would be just documenting absolutely every single thing that she would do in her daily life. And in the documentary, he pretty much says it straight up, like, I'm a nerd. Straight up 100%, I'm a nerd. I've been uncomfortable about who I am for so long, and then for her to just like come up to me and put a fucking camera up on my face just made it very uncomfortable. And not only that, but she would like make him repeat himself and make sure he was just like, she's making sure he wasn't gonna, fuck things up and make her look bad. Because mostly all this was about was just making Ruby Franke look good. And it didn't matter who she was making uncomfortable, who she was getting mad at, or who was getting it, period. All she wanted was to make sure everyone reacted the way she wanted them to react, just so the family looks perfect. So because if the family looks perfect, she's perfect because she's the mother. She runs the household while he's at work. And that's all she wanted. That's all she strived for, just to be the number one mom. And that's scary. Again, because she really didn't have anything going on at the beginning of this documentary. And, she has the fucking psycho face. She's got the psycho eyes and everything. So you can already see it in her, dude. It's insane. Cheers, by the way. For those of you just tuning in, we are talking Devil in the Family, the Fall of Ruby Franke, and we are sipping, son, on some Corona Sunbrew. The new Corona Sunbrew. Very, very delicious, very citrusy, very limey, and very refreshing. And for some weird reason, salty in the back end, which is kind of sort of weird, but I don't mind because it's like I said, it's pretty damn good. And let's go on with this here thing here. Still episode 2. In this episode, we start getting introduced to up here, for this other character that I already mentioned her name already. Jody Hildebrandt. Let me show you all. In fact, let me just share this. Which one are you? There we go. And here we go. This is her right here. This is Jody Hildebrandt. Jody Hildebrandt is a Utah-based therapist. Was a Utah-based therapist and the founder of Connections. That's with an X, a program that promised to help you flourish in your relationships, according to her now defunct website. Which that was the word I was looking for. Defunct. They said the same thing about the YouTube channel, but yet here I showed it to you all, so you can probably still find this website. But anyways, she offered martial and parenting counseling to dispose of distortions, ugly lies, in order to live in truth, connection, and freedom. But she air coding everything. But she also had a controversial past. Hildebrandt first came under the fire in 2012 when her therapist license was suspended in the state of Utah for violating patient confidentiality. At this time, she had disclosed confidential information about a patient to the Church of Latter-day Saints of Jesus Christ and to Brigham Young University, which resulted in her patient's removal from the school and his banishment from church services. I mean, this chick just came from a pretty long ass line of just fuckery. May I say, excuse my Spanglish. It's just long line of fuckery, dude. It's insane, this crazy chick, dude. ¿Qué pedo, qué pedo, qué pedo? Ya llegué. ¿Ya llegué? Ya llegué de que me perdí. Ah, okay. Sorry, the lettering's a little too small for me up here, bro. But what's going on, Junior? What's going on, man? We're talking a true crime documentary, bro. We're talking about this here, bro. Devil in the Family, The Fall of Ruby Franke. Catch it on Hulu, bro. This thing came out on February 27th. And it's, like I said in the very beginning, it's a blood boiler, dude. It's gonna piss you off. I know it did to me. It has to do with child abuse. So for anybody who's like a little bit sensitive about that, please keep that in mind. This movie does have to deal with child abuse. So if you're sensitive to that, or you can't handle that type of stuff, then heed my warning. Just watch it in your own free will. And it's a good one. It's a pretty good one. It's like I said, it's gonna piss you off, dude. It deals with that, but I mean, like I said in the beginning, you don't have to have kids. You don't have to have kids for this documentary to piss you off. It's just gonna straight up it's gonna boil your blood. It's gonna boil your blood, dude. I'm already talking about the second episode. It's only 3. It's a 3 docuseries, 3 episodes. Maybe close to 30, 40, like almost like an hour long. But holy crap, dude. It's enough to piss you off, dude. It's enough to piss you off. We just covered Ruby Franke, a little bit about Ruby Franke. We covered the first episode. We already mentioned the families who got the family members who got interviews and mentioned their names. Where we're at right now is episode 2. Now we're talking the family and estrangement. We're still in episode 2. Details the rift that developed between Ruby and her extended family, including her husband Kevin and eldest children, as a result of Hildebrand's influence. So basically, wait, let me double check here. Okay, yeah, in episode 2, what's your face? Jody Hildebrand moves in with the family. Now, there's a little bit more to be talked about before we get into the whole Jody moving in with the Frankes. So basically, Jody was already like I explained about her. She's a ex-therapist who would deal with relationships. Who already said that she came from excuse my Spanglish, from a long line of fuckery. Like, she lost her family, not like she split up with the husband, they took the kids, stuff like that. Her profession just started being affected by that. And because she dealt with people's relationships, she was so angry after what happened to herself. She started fucking passing this shit on to her clients or her patients, and she started just fucking everybody else's relationship up on purpose. Maybe she didn't know what she was doing. Maybe she did. But to me, it just sounds like she was just taking just her sweet fucking twisted ways. Like, she was just kind of like venting all her fucking bullshit onto all her patients and just fucking all of them up just to make herself look and feel better. But that's kind of what I got from this documentary. It's super fucked up, what she did. And then Ruby Franke. I'm sorry, yeah, Ruby Franke, the star of the goddamn show. She She got involved with Jody Hildebrandt, the therapist, because of the fact that she was having like this depression from the fact that she was getting complete and total backlash from all her followers from her YouTube channel after, you know, all these weird fucking stuff that, like I was saying earlier, slid through the cracks of her YouTube videos, and people saw like she was being a little, you know, a little too hard on the kids. And because people saw it, they started calling her out, started calling her all these names, started telling her she was a fucking child abuser and she's fucking psycho and what the fuck is wrong with her, this and that. And, you know, she went on a spiral because of that. And then that's how she stumbled upon Jody. Jody at the time, like I mentioned, she had her big company called Connections. That's how they both met. Ruby went into this program and, you know, she fell for everything that Jody said. And at this point, you start also realizing that Jody was kind of already like manipulating these poor, just, I hate to say it, but stupid women who were just like fed up with whatever it was. And she just brainwashed them into thinking that their marriage was a piece of shit, their husbands were a piece of shit, and they were wrong. Everything is wrong, and they were always right. She brainwashed everybody into thinking that way, and then she got to Ruby, sorry. She ended up taking that shit home, making her husband feel like a piece of shit. The kids already were like, you know, fed up with her because of how fucking strict and psycho she was. And till eventually, because Ruby was still recording, she was still documenting absolutely everything, posting it up on YouTube, and then she's connected, you know, connection, whatever. Anyways, so she connected with Jody, and they just kind of hit it off, and they made things move really, really fast, and they ended up making this. They ended up working together at some point, and in the process of them working together, fucking like I said, things move real fast. Like Ruby even got her husband, what was his name again? I'm all over the place. She even got Kevin, her husband, to actually get involved in this, and they ended up making like an all guys group therapy kind of sessions also. I mean, the poor bastard, dude. The poor bastard was just like he worshipped the ground that Ruby walked on. No matter how she was, no matter what she said, no matter what she did, he fucking worshipped the ground she walked on. So he was also kind of not clueless, but because again, he just worshipped her. In fact, I just remember this one little part that kind of like give you an idea of how much this poor motherfucker is like, you know, whatever. In the documentary, it says that Ruby had a checklist of the perfect guy. So she was like dating around, you know, we're talking like they were mentioning their past. They were mentioning like when they were like teenagers and shit in high school. She was dating around and whatever. And this dude was just like your typical nerd who just like, you know, admired her from afar, hoping that one day he would just, you know, she would fucking, you know, notice him or whatever. And I don't know how the story ended up or how he stumbled upon a checklist that she had like on her wall or something like that, and it just, you know, all the stuff that she wanted on a guy for the perfect guy. And I believe he like wrote everything down, and he took a picture of it, and he studied that for I don't know how long to just become the perfect guy for fucking Ruby. So essentially he just kind of sort of, I like to think that he just lost himself in this list just to become, just to get close to Ruby. Because I mean, the fucker studied, and he studied. He even said it in the documentary. Like, he's never studied so hard in anything in his life than that fucking checklist. He studied so goddamn hard that, you know, they ended up dating, and not even a lot of time passed. I think it was like just a couple of months, and they ended up getting fucking married, dude. I mean, that's insane, and how, like, just how obsessed this Kevin, the husband, was over Ruby. Cheers, guys. For those of you just coming in here, we're trying the Corona Sunbrew. I have to do it manually for the people on TikTok. For those of you just tuning in, Corona Sunbrew, citrus cerveza, la cerveza más fina, citrusy, limey, very delicious, very, very refreshing stuff. In fact, why did I put it back? I'm gonna open it up, and we're gonna keep. Oh, yeah, I forgot. This thing is not twist. Bam, son! Look at that smoke. Can people on TikTok see it? Can y'all see it? Ah, it's gone. Oh, let's pour the sucker up. And yeah, we're still talking Devil in the Family, the Fall of Ruby Franke. Man, dude, y'all have got to check this thing out on Hulu. It is so nuts. Like I said, it's gonna boil your blood, dude. It's gonna boil it. It's insane. Now, I already give you all a really, really good idea as to how the husband is, Kevin Franke, how obsessed he was over Ruby, and how, I mean, it gets worse. Like, when I say it gets worse, it gets so much worse. Like, it's so fucked up. This documentary, guys. For the people, everybody on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, people on TikTok, cheers. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for staying this long. Cheers. If you all like a cold beverage, cold beer, cold cocktail, maybe a spirit or two, and talking all sorts of geekiness, in this case, true crime documentaries, this is the place, man. This is a chill place. Hence, Booze and Chill. And what else? We're still in episode 2. So anyways, so Jody, Ruby team up, right? Ruby brings in the Kevin into the equation. They make group therapy sessions with just guys, as well as the other separate stuff that Jody and Ruby were already working on with the wives and stuff like that. And dude, it obviously it was the perfect just tactic to just separate everybody, specifically Ruby and Kevin. I don't know if this was completely planned out or what the fuck, but it's kind of it's evil genius kind of shit. Excuse me. Cheers. And so they worked and they fucking just Jody did what she did good, which is brainwashing everybody into thinking that their relationships are completely fucked up. But the weird part is that when Ruby came into the picture, it was a complete 360. It was a complete opposite. For some reason, Jody just kind of like shifted into like, oh, your relationships counts. Your partner is, you guys should work together and all this, you know, all this stuff that she should have been saying since the very fucking beginning, right? But like I said, when Ruby came into the picture, it completely 360'd, and then they got a little too close. They started hanging out a little too much. To even the husband Kevin started realizing that he wouldn't see her very often, and she would just constantly just be making content. Her Ruby's thing was just making content. That was her like obsession. Because like I said, she strived just to be the most best mom in the world. That was her thing. That's all she wanted. So she was always constantly documenting every single thing. Even when it came working with the freaking Jody, she was still doing it. Behind the scenes stuff, whatever, she was there. She was doing it. And when it came to the men's group therapy stuff, something's going on here on TikTok. There we go. And when it came to the guys' group therapy stuff, it was weird because like I said, at first it was just like, oh, everything's fine, handy dandy, whatever. Excuse me. She was even using Ruby's husband Kevin as a good example. It's like, oh, you see this man takes care of business. You also be like this guy. Like she would make him look like such a badass, like such a good father, such a good example, and made everybody else feel like shit. Right? And then some time passes, Ruby just Jody at her home, which by the way was like a fucking mansion in the middle of fucking nowhere, but a mansion nonetheless, because they were so buddies. She called Ruby one day. Frank and her drove to her mansion, and they found her just completely just what seemed like something out of a exorcism movie. She was just on the ground and just like talking like this weird, like just like mumbling and growling type of bullshit. And it started getting to like this like supernatural type of feel, which to me was just kind of like it looked like bullshit to me, and you can tell it kind of was. I mean, you look at freaking Jody, and you just, first name that comes to mind is a Karen. You know what I mean? Like her name's Jody, but you see her like a Karen, and when you see this documentary and you see the way she was reacting, the way she was, like you could tell like something's up. She's fucking faking it. She's doing it for something, right? And again, this is already time past. Ruby and her were already like super like close, right? Super close, working together and all this stuff, making videos, content, doing their therapy, whatever bullshit, and whatever. One thing led to another, and Jody actually had this priest that she says was already coming over often to bless the house, to help her, not only bless her, but help her out with her tormenting or whatever the fuck they were calling it. And I think even the priest was like, I can't do much. I've done all I can do, blah blah blah, this and that. I don't remember what he recommended for her to do, but basically the guy was just like, you need to fucking chill the fuck out, is basically what he was telling Jody to do. And so Jody got this crazy idea to, we need to take her to our home. I can take care of her. Or I'm sorry, no, it first started off with, we can take care of her. We can take care of Jody. We have to take care of her. She's we have to make sure she's okay, blah blah blah, this and that. And fucking Frank, again, I painted a really good picture of how obsessed fucking Kevin was about Ruby. So he basically did what he was told at all times. Like, this motherfucker was just like, fuck everything else. Like, I do everything for this chick, right? For my wife or whatever, which is fine and dandy, right? But at some point you gotta fucking put your fucking foot down, right? It's logical. Cheers, guys. Like, I smelled the bullshit off of that what's it called? Off of that performance that Jody did, that possession performance she did. I smelled the bullshit off of the screen, and that was like super old footage, but whatever. They take her home. You know, she's still having episodes, and she, you know, but at this, when she would have the episodes, but she would still be okay to do what she did, her therapy and all that stuff. She would still do the woman's thing. She would still do the guy's thing. But at that point, it got to it got to a point where she was just like, she went from taking Kevin, the husband of Ruby, and making him the piece of shit in the group with all the guys. So she went from making him a really good example to putting his self-esteem down, telling everybody in the group that he's a piece of shit. You know what I mean? And over at Jody's, I guess, channel or whatever, and with Rudy, you know, they were doing their thing. They were talking, you know, religion or therapy, whatever the fuck they were talking about. And, you know, it was just back and forth. And this part of the documentary, just coming back and forth, just kind of like showing what exactly Jody was kind of sort of up to. And you can kind of see it. What's going on, everybody on TikTok? Thank you, everybody who's joined. Thank you so much. So you can kind of see it in the documentary. You can see the back and forth, just exactly like there's a lot. Like I said, I've already used this word in this already. Brainwashing. She's basically brainwashing absolutely everybody. It's insane what this woman is capable of. Like how manipulative how this bitch is. It's insane, dude. So you're seeing all this back and forth with Jody and Ruby over here, and then Joby and Kevin and all the other husbands over here. So it's just going back and forth. And then they start getting, it gets to a point where Jody just having still these episodes, right? She's still having these fucking episodes. So it gets to a point where Ruby's even like, you know what? Maybe I should sleep with her in her bed. You know, just to keep an eye on her, make sure she's okay, make sure she's not gonna harm anybody. And she wasn't harming anybody, but she was surely fucking causing a huge thing with Frank and the kids. Like the kids were just like they grew up to kind of sort of love her, right? As like a secondary mom figure. But when she would get her episodes, like the kids would just fucking freak the fuck out. And you know, Ruby would have to kind of like, I don't know if she was being motherly or whatever the fuck, or protective, telling him, you know, to get him away whenever these episodes happen. But when they weren't happening, again, the kids kind of sort of grew up to, you know, love her. There's also another thing with the second oldest, Chad. He went through like this rebellious phase when he started reaching puberty and stuff like that. It got to a point where even Ruby even threatened to send them to like this school somewhere in Oklahoma, some bullshit, and that scared the shit out of him. And he just kind of like just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna give in and just listen to whatever. And this I'm going a little bit backwards here. This is where Jody started getting involved in the family because of Chad, the second oldest, the boy, the only boy in the family, actually. No, I'm sorry, the oldest boy. So there's another one. That's how they ended up with Jody, because Ruby already had heard of Jody before, so she hired her to put Chad, the oldest son, not in his place, but to make sure that he was okay. But even in the video calls, which by the way you see in this documentary, like the stuff that she would tell him was a little off, right? Just a little off. It doesn't get as fucked up as it gets, afterwards with the adults. Cheers, y'all. And so, again, fast forward to the Ruby and Rudy. So yeah, it got to a point where Rudy was like, I need to sleep with her to make sure she's fine, whatever. And, I don't really have to, dissect exactly what that fucking sounds like, right? I don't have to. I mean, I'm pretty sure all of you kind of have a really good idea as how weird and at the same time really fucked up as that sounds. You know what I mean? Like, you in the documentary, you see like even the husband Kevin is just like, they were strangely close. And then when they interviewed the oldest daughter Sherry, she even had her accusations, her ideas of what have been actually going on. And the interviewer even asked, like, do you think your mother's even having relationships with her? And she's like, I don't doubt it, wouldn't be surprised. So they already thought that they were fucking lovers. But like I said, at this point, Kevin Franke, the husband, was just already completely 100% brainwashed by Jody. All those therapies with the group therapies with the guys, all the husbands, of him putting him down. And not only that, putting ideas into Ruby's head, saying that she started even using the words evil, like there's evil in your home, it's affecting your marriage, he's this, he's that, you should do this. And this is the part of the documentary where it's just like, oh, okay, shit's about to hit the fucking fan, dude. Like, so fucked up. And I think I might have overgone for episode 3, but let's see. Episode 3 is called Truth. Chronicles and events leading to Ruby and Jody's arrest. Okay, I have not quite there yet, so I'm gonna stop right there. And we're gonna get to the arrest. We're gonna get to the arrest of Jody and Ruby. They were both involved, but the fact that Ruby, the mother of 8, but was harming 3, but she got a count of 6 counts, and I guess this was including the others. But anyways, all right. So so after, Jody and Ruby, getting a little too close, affecting the family. The family's not close. Fucking Kevin's got all these thoughts, brainwashed completely. And like I mentioned, he was already completely 100% obsessed with her from the very get-go. And then add brainwashing to that equation, just makes this up for something just much more fucked up. Like, the guy was not there at all. And how I mentioned that they started mentioning the word evil and this and that, it got so bad, Jody got to Ruby so bad that one day Ruby was just like, our marriage is, what was the word she used? Our marriage is something, it is in trouble, along those lines. There was a word, I can't remember the word. So she's like, our marriage is in trouble. It's your fault. So I need you to move out. I need you to pack your bags, and I need you to leave now. Pissed me off about this was that Kevin being so manipulated and brainwashed, and again worship the ground that Ruby walked on. He just took one look at her and just said, okay. Like, not even questioning. Like, there was no fight at all whatsoever. It was just okay. And the when he started mentioning that the kids started just like crying, and the youngest was just like didn't want him to go, I was just like, dude, that should have been it, man. That should have been the thing. It should have been the thing that made you just not want to go, right? And I'm saying this as a dad myself. Like, well, first off, none of that shit would have happened. First of all, like, fuck that shit. Okay. First of all, second of all, if that were something like that were to happen, where I got my ass kicked out, like sorry, like I don't go down easily. Like I wouldn't go down without a fight, right? Like, it's plain and simple. I'll leave it that way. I would not go down without a fight. But this guy was just like, okay, like blankly, just like, all right, I will pack now, and just fucking left. Not only that, but I think I might have missed a little bit of something. Oh, actually, yes, I did. So he got kicked out at the same time. The oldest son, Chad, also got kicked out of the house because he was, quote unquote, a little too much to handle, according to Jody. And so both of the oldest of the guys got kicked out. And there's also one more thing that I failed to mention. At this point, Sherry, being the oldest child, was already out of the house. She was just kind of like visiting and stuff like that. So she was still seeing all this fucked up shit happen within her family. But because, again, she had moved out, she was off to college and all this shit. But she had a really good idea as to what, her fucking mom was up to, right? Well, not was up to, but what she was capable of. Ah, delicious. For those of you just tuning in, this is what we're having. The Corona Sunbrew. Super delicious, super citrusy, super limey, super orangey. And like my good friend, Julius, shout out to Julius again. It is kind of sort of like the Mexican Blue Moon. Very delicious stuff. Cheers. We're getting real deep into this, dude. I'm telling you, it's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. But anyways, so yeah, she broke up the band. Fucking Yoko broke up the band. And by Yoko, I mean Jody. Let's fast forward into episode 3 here, guys. Because I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot to cover. Chronicles the events leading to Ruby and Jody's arrest, sparked by Ruby's 12-year-old son escaping and seeking help, revealing severe malnutrition and injuries. Excuse me. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this live, well, not the beginning of the live, but the part where we started mentioning the documentary. The way that the documentary starts is literally the 911 call and the doorbell footage where the 12-year-old boy goes to the neighbors of Jody's neighbors, because Ruby, technically, you can kind of sort of say she just kind of sort of moved in with Jody and into her mansion and took the youngest kids with her and just like did what she did to them. But in the beginning of the documentary, you see that footage of the 12-year-old kid who managed to escape the house, go to the neighbors, and it pisses you off, and it also hits you at the same time because he's so polite about the whole entire situation. Like, he goes like, "Oh, can I ask you for 2 favors?" And he's like, "Well, you know what? One will be just fine." He tells the neighbor to call 911, and this guy comes out. Eventually, the wife comes out, and in the 911 phone call, in the doorbell footage, you can see the guy making the 911 phone call, and he's tearing up of how fucked up the kid looks like. He looks like he's about to die. It's so fucked up, dude. Super fucked up. And what's it called? You see what I mean? Like, it's already like, oh, it's building up in here, bro. It's building up in here. Like, again, whether you have kids or if you just have a soul, this movie is going to, like, fucking, oh, you know what I mean? It gets to you, man. It gets to you. And fast forward to the actual legal proceedings. So, covers subsequent investigations, court trials, and the impact on the Franke children and extended family. So, let's see a little bit more on that. Let's read about the whole... Get out of the way, bro. The crimes of Ruby Franke and Jolie Himbert, what they were charged with. The arrest came after Frank's 12-year-old son escaped Hildebrand's home and made his way to a neighbor's house seeking help. The neighbor, who was driven to tears, like I mentioned in the documentary, by the boys' emaciated condition, called 911. When the authorities arrived, they found Frank's son and 9-year-old daughter emaciated and malnourished with open wounds and duct tape around their arms and legs. Frank and Hildebrand were both placed under arrest while the 2 children were taken to a local hospital. There were 2 additional underage kids taken as well, and I think that was eventually reported. In the days following Frank's arrest, her oldest and estranged daughter, Sherry, expressed relief when her mother was taken to custody. And that there's a quote, actually. I would like to read this quote. This is coming from the oldest Sherry here. Sherry being this daughter here. You guys on TikTok can't see it, but again, if you want to see all the stuff, head on over to YouTube or Facebook. The quote by Sherry is stated, "Me and my family are so glad justice is being served," she wrote on Instagram. "We've been trying to tell the police and CPS for years about this, and so glad they finally decided to step up." So they apparently have been trying to put her fucking nut job of a mother away for so fucking long. And this is the type of situation that pissed me off. Like, I hated that it has to get to a certain real fucked up point just to actually stop something from happening. And I'm actually just remembering just now in the documentary, one of the neighbors, it's not just family members who are being interviewed. There's neighbors who personally knew them, who lived around them. And the neighbors were just like, one of them was saying that I should have lied. I should have lied about the kids. Because at some point in the documentary, also, Ruby left the youngest kids at her house before, actually, the whole Ruby moving in, quote unquote, with Jody for, like, I think they said 10 months. For 10 months, the kids were still at Ruby's house by themselves. And some of the neighbors noticed, but because, whatever reason, they couldn't do much about it. They just, I don't know what the fuck it was, but that part pissed me off too. Like, the fact, like, if you saw kids constantly peeking out of the fucking windows, and you know for a fact that there's no adults in there, like, fucking do something, right? Which is why you should always say something when you see something, because you just gotta. Because that particular neighbor was just like, I should have lied. I could have saved those kids' lives a lot more earlier, and all this other stuff. Oh, excuse me. Let me double check here on Facebook, because I've noticed that sometimes there are comments and I don't see them for some reason. And I still am not seeing, so I'm just going to assume no, to be on the safe side. And yeah, dude, it's super, super fucked up. And I think the other most fucked up parts about this documentary is the part when the dad, Kevin, started getting involved. Well, when shit hit the fan, Ruby called him up after like a year of him not speaking to her because she told him so, right? When shit hit the fan, Ruby called him up saying that stuff happened and he needs for him to go to so and so police department to grab the kids and take him out of there. And no questions asked. Once again, like, it's so sad what happened to the. I mean, of course, what happened to the kids too, but the family in general. But the fact that this fucker was just so brainwashed to the point of just like he couldn't even think for himself anymore. Goes to the police station thinking that he's just gonna go pick up his kids, and then the police and the investigators sat his ass down and told him, started questioning him, brought up Rudy, brought up all these questions. He's like, I haven't seen my wife in like a year, nor my kids. I just want to see them again, blah, blah, and that. And he brings up, the abuse charges, and he just fucking he internally loses his shit. But because he can't really, he even says in the documentary that he didn't believe a word that they were saying. He thought they were lying to him. That's how bad, that's how fucked up the Kevin was with all this. That's how brainwashed he was. That's how just mentally just not capable of just handling himself at all whatsoever. It's so messed up, dude. And to kind of just sort of end this, because we're going to an hour and 30 minutes. Basically, they were charged. Let's see. Ruby Franke is serving 4 to 30-year sentence at the Utah State Correctional Facility in Salt Lake City. She will not appear before the Utah Board Pardons and Parole, which determines the exact length of her sentence until December 2026 of next fucking year, dude. First of all, the beginning number of her serving 4 fucking rookie numbers, dude. That fucking has to go up after the shit that she did, and especially after 6 fucking counts. 6 fucking counts of child abuse, dude. Fucking rookie ass numbers. Fucking rookie numbers, dude. And then she's getting sentenced in December of next year, dude. Fuck that shit. Let her rot in there, dude. And for Jody Hildebrandt, she's also serving 4 to 30-year sentence in the Utah State Correctional Facility. Her first appearance before the Utah Board Pardons and Parole will take place in December 2026 as well. Oh my god, dude. That news itself is just nah. For Frank's youngest children, the home was first listed to sale in January 2024 for $5.3 million. It's October 2024. The asking price is $4.9 million and still has not sold per retailer.com. I mean, the house is tainted, dude. The house, it's like when you buy a house after somebody died in it. Like it's fucking tainted. The difference between buying a house, I think, that is where had a dead person in it, and having somebody who is still alive and still doing their bullshit is totally different. I think in my book. What do y'all think? I'm gonna go ahead and end that there, guys. That was I went a little bit overboard. I went a little bit overboard with the overview, but again, the fuckery of this documentary, just like, it'll baffle you guys so much. It really, really will. And it's a good watch. Again, it's gonna boil your blood. It's, if you're into the true crimes, if you're into just the true crimes, is really what this documentary is. And again, it's only a 3-episode docu-series. Once again, it's on Hulu. It aired on February 27th. You could still catch it now. And it's definitely a watch if you're into the true crime stuff. And again, you don't have to be a parent for it to actually hit you in the feels. Like I said, if you have a soul and you watch this and it fucking makes you want to tear her fucking face apart, then you're just gonna get it. The documentary did what it was made to do, which is, what documentaries do, right? And also, the irony of everything is that Ruby got what she got. She might not have been the most loved mom in the world, but she is definitely now the most well-known mother in the world. In not the spotlight she might have wanted, but definitely a spotlight nonetheless. And her things coming up next year, and I really, really hope they don't fucking pardon her at all. If anything, I hate to say this, but the death sentence, I mean, woo, man, crazy. But that's my take on that, guys. That's my take on it. That's what I think. Again, this is coming from a dad. And if you're a type of person that would actually, do that, especially Ruby specifically, she's just like completely blank about everything. Even her oldest daughter, Sherry, even said in the documentary, like, she was so used to her seeing her with so many crocodile tears that she couldn't even tell she was actually being, sincere about everything or not. And that's fucked up, dude. That's fucked up. But I'm going to go ahead and end that there, guys. Once again, thank you to all of you. Thank you down here. Thank you, and thank everybody here on TikTok who've gotten this far, who stuck around. Let me know in the comment section if you have seen Devil in the Family, The Fall of Ruby Franke, and if you have, let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. And also, congratulations once again to my good friend Alex, aka Luke, aka Alejandro Mendoza, for winning the what's it called, the My Pop free gourmet popcorn giveaway. Give it up for him. And let me know what you guys think of today's beer review. The Corona Sunbrew, very delicious, very citrusy, very limey, very orangey, very Mexican-y. I'm kidding. I can say that because I'm actually a Mexican. But that's it for that, guys. Thank you all so much for that. This was fun. I think this might have been the very first. Actually, no, I'm wrong. This would have been documentary number 2 that we've covered. And that is it for that, guys. Thank you all so much. And I will catch you guys in the next one. And remember, if you and you keep watching, I'm gonna keep drink in. And peace out, you guys. I am outies.